Hey, we're here, Coach Jay. Congratulations to all you all that are level up that was in with us with the month of February. You have done an exceptional job. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for all the things that you have shared. Hey, we're making it for. I thank you for joining us here on the podcast or on the video cast or wherever this information is coming to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank you all that have visited the One Movement website and you're looked at the different coaching packages, business consulting packages, personal packages, athletes, and professional development packages. We appreciate you. We thank you for your comments that you have shared. So let's continue on with the closing of this month. And for the month of February, we've been talking about several things. And today we're looking at scaling success. That's right, scaling success and turning small wins into big achievements. As we wrap up February and our focus of moments, it is time to talk about scaling success. We have spent the month building consistency, overcoming challenges, and sustaining mobility. Now it's turned to small wins and turn them into bigger wins. That's right. I want you to think of this analogy. Think about you now want to become a gardener, right? And being a gardener, you have one little insignificant seed that you plant in the ground. You water it, you keep it warm by the ground, and you give it sunlight. In a little while, that seed either turn into a vegetable, a flower, or even a tree. Well, scaling your success is the same way, taking small wins and watch it blossom into something big. So when we look at this, we have to understand that our little small steps should have big results in time. You don't have to be in a hurry. It takes time. So let me give you a scenario. I have a client named Chris, and Chris was he was a go-getter. He had his 9 to 5, but he had a vision for a business. And this side hustle, he put his heart and his mind into it. And his one goal was to get one client, just one client for that week. And he ended up achieving that one client. But it didn't stop him. You know what he did? He took that one client and he asked that client to provide him with referrals. He streamlined his process and he reinvested his earnings back into market. 6 months later, his side hustle was making more money than his normal 9 to 5 because he learned a tool that worked for him. He learned that all he had to do was focus on one thing, one small achievement, and see if it could blossom into something greater. And it did. And the same thing would apply for you. Chris didn't get the success overnight. It was a slow progress. But what he did was put that progress with some momentum, consistency, and he kept striving forward. He kept on celebrating the small wins. No matter what came out of it, he celebrated, but he realized that small win was supposed to add to something bigger. That's what I'm trying to encourage you. And you said, how did we do it? How did he do it? This is how I coached him. I said, listen, man, continue to move forward in these 3 ways. The first one is to leverage what works. Chris had to understand that whatever he did to win that client, he needed to multiply, he needed to do it over, he needed to keep on finding a consistency to reevaluate how he's getting his clients. That first one worked, but this next client maybe presented a different challenge, but he had to use what he worked with the first client and then revamp that for the new client. Then whatever process that he had in place, he constantly used it until he seen it was time to alter it. And in doing so, he altered it and he made it adapt. Then he kept on taking whatever he received, his money that he made, and he reinvested into a place that he felt he needed. And at this time, it was marketing. I want y'all to understand when you leverage what works, you have to identify what didn't work and what does work. And what does work, put a pin in it, keep using it until you have to make some adjustment. But what didn't work, continue to revamp and revisit that to see how you can find some workable pieces within that. The next thing is to expand your vision. Scale success isn't about doing more of the same. It's about thinking bigger. Thinking bigger. See, just because the ball starts with that one client, if he didn't focus on more clients, then he would never be in a place where he could leave his regular 9 to 5 and go full time into something that he loves. See, because his vision had to expand past the first client. And that's what's happened with many of us. We start a business, we're trying to shoot for things, but we don't look at the bigger thing. Or we look at the project too big and we get overwhelmed, we get frustrated and we stop. And what I mean by looking at bigger the bigger picture, is that my end goal is achievable, it's approachable, and it's acceptable if it's real, if it's realistically, if I use my SMART goals. And I've spoken that in the other podcast, that I made sure that it was specific, it was measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and it was time sensitive. A lot of time we set big goals, we don't put times to it. Well, here Chris says, listen, I want to walk away from this 9 to 5. And so by coaching him and talking to him, we began to come up with a strategic plan based off of these 3 principles that I'm sharing with you. I had to teach him how to leverage his work, what works and what didn't work, while identifying his why, his motivation. I had to talk about expanding your vision. And no matter, we took a small step by looking at clients, but I had to work, once I got the clients going in, I had to talk about investment. I had to talk about other contributions to his business, which led him to leave his job. Yeah, some of y'all say, well, 6 months wouldn't work for me. It may take longer. It's okay. It happened for him. It worked well for him. Now, often that, we're going to go on to the last one, is to share his journey. He had no problem talking to me and talking to others. He talked to his accountable partners. See, you got to understand, you must have accountability partner. I strongly recommend that, because accountability partner is someone that's going to hold you accountable when I'm not talking to you or none of the coaches talking to you. You have that person that you can go to in between and say, well, here's my view. They say, well, did you do this? What about that? Did you consider this? Consider that? Okay, you screwed up on that. Yeah, you need somebody that's going to be transparent and real with you. I think I do a good job with that, but sometimes you need someone close to you who knows you and works with you. All right, so when we look at sharing that success, it's when you share your progress with others that you inspire and motivate them, which turn into reinforcing your own commitment. So sometimes just sharing your comments with others gives you that push to keep going on, and it gives them the push to understand that what you have put in place has been successful. It did pan out, it did work. So that might motivate them, but it motivates you that you're able to give people some comments and concerns of what you have done and what worked for you. All right? So, like always, I have a challenge for you for this week. And this challenge this week is to reflect on small wins that you have achieved recently. And I want you to ask yourself this: how can I build on my success? And what one step can I take to amplify this impact? And then share it with us. Y'all down Journey Junction, y'all that's on Level Up Zone, y'all that's on the podcast, y'all that go to the One Movement LLC website, share your comments. Let's hear about it. Let us get inspired with you. Let us be able to enjoy this time with you as you celebrate your small wins, which going to lead to bigger wins. In my conclusion, scaling success isn't about luck or talent. It's about strategies and persistence. By leveraging what works, expand your vision, and sharing your journey, you can turn small wins into life-changing achievements. Life-changing achievements. Listen, this is Coach Jay. I just wanted to leave that with you. I look forward to recapping with you. As I tell you, if you're in a Level Up crew, please go back and revisit some of the things that we talked about through the month. Go back to Jamer and look at some of the comments. Go back and look at the videos. Go back and hear the podcast. Use these things as motivational tools to help you. And by all means, share this with others and encourage them to come and join us on the different platforms that you hear. We're on Facebook too. Please look at that One Movement on Facebook. One Move, I think it is, on Facebook. And go ahead and look and see what we're posting there. We're putting comments, we put posts. I'm trying to be very active to try to get the information to you, those that want it, those that want to share it. Feel free to share the information with others. Always remember, until I talk to you again, that success is just a step away. Keep that in mind. Your success is just a step away. I look forward to talking to you. I'm very appreciative that you took the time out to hear these videos, hear these podcasts, join us in LinkedIn. Remember, we have blogs, we have newsletters, we have other resources that will be blasted throughout the Level Up. If you all not familiar where we're found, we on that Group Me. Just go and Group Me, look up, put in a search on for Level Up Zone. Level Up Zone, and you'll see me, Coach Jay, here to help you out. So look forward to talking to you. It's been a pleasure. Take care.